very common.
At Piedmont, drinking is very big. I know a lot of people who drink, and I know that sometimes they drink too much, and it's to the point where it might be, very, very unsafe.
Underage drinking is definitely prevalent at Piedmont. Like the culture here, that's like what people do on weekends.
There's definitely drinking at Piedmont, and it's become very common.
For the most part, it happens every weekend, and so I think in that case it's very prevalent.
I think drinking at PHS is definitely a problem. I think people do it too often, and it's definitely negatively affecting their schoolwork and other aspects of their lives.
I went through high school, I saw it, and a lot of times it was a problem.
I feel like there's the trickle-down effect of, like, maybe there's adults in this community, or I know that there's a adult drinking community, and so it literally, like, trickles down to student behavior. I mean, students just emulate what they see as the norm. I think it's in part that. I think it's in part that alcohol is more acceptable in a lot of circumstances. And then, there's a lot of people that self-medicate. They're stressed out. For the obvious reasons that alcohol's been part of society forever. It loosens inhibitions and makes you less awkward, like all of that. And Piedmont has just had this drinking culture for a long time, at the school and outside of the school.
Well, look, I strongly think people should put off drinking, if, because, let's face it, like a high school student that's drinking, they're not having a beer most of the time. They're binge drinking, and that's the problem, I really do see it as the big problem, is the binge drinking. And the fact that if you start drinking at the age of 16, there's like 32 to 38% more likely to have a drinking problem when you're an adult. It's scientific. So that affects your future. And you may look like you have it totally under control in high school, but if you did a longitudinal study of people that are drinking with some kind of pattern of use, starting at 15 or 16, show me what they look like in 10 years. And, 38% are going to have a drinking problem.
I was part of every 15 minutes last year, and so I think that's definitely something that people should not do and be aware of other people doing, and I've definitely taken people's keys before.
Don't do it. We live in Piedmont. Everywhere, you can walk to anywhere in Piedmont, and there's absolutely no reason as to, lead you to drink and drive.
Bad plan.
You kidding me?
Bad plan.
Don't be some idiot and make a mistake that could affect you and other people.
Alcohol-related car crashes could happen to anyone, and that you really need to take it seriously. And drinking, even if you've had only one beer and it's been a while since you last had it, it's still a problem, and you're still not 100%.
Getting that visual that every 15 minutes provided, along with just the general commitment towards combating drinking and driving, had a really large effect on my friends.
I think drunk driving was definitely a problem in Piedmont before every 15 minutes, and every 15 minutes kind of showed a lot of people the consequences of drinking and driving, and it reduced the amount in Piedmont, I'd say, for sure.
People should not get behind the wheel when they've been drinking at all, because it just, when accidents happen, it can affect everyone around them, not just the person who's been injured or who's died. It affects their family and their friends, and it's affected me personally because my uncle actually in Piedmont died in a drunk driving accident, and it's always been a factor in my life.
There's a lot of things we can do to make a change in the future. I think we could really change the whole culture around drinking in Piedmont, you know, make it less of a, not necessarily a norm, but less acceptable, you know, more of a harmful thing, which it really is.